Yo, 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 yo. Guess who is back with the face cam? So, if you guys don't know, this is what I look like. Hello. I mean, you would have seen by my profile picture, but I used to do face cams. I may have deleted the videos low key. I think I did. Yeah, so I used to stream daily and I used to have webcam. Partial reason why I don't have the webcam was I just didn't set it up. Then the other half is that I didn't have the camera. And the other half is I didn't really like webcam as much. But I don't really mind. I'm not that fast. Like, it's just I don't want it if I had a choice, but here I am. Anyway, forgive me, my voice. I don't know why since like last week, since Easter, my voice has just been acting up. So it's a bit raspy, a bit deeper than normal, but we go, we go, we go. So yeah, today is day 46. It's a Sunday. I had church in the morning today. We're spending time with my cousin, planning some stuff for the week for my sister, and I was just relaxing a little bit. But I said yesterday we'll stream today, and here we are. Today's stream, we're gonna go for the over the plan, which is to start off with the website. Show you guys the changes if you haven't seen already. From the website, we go to maybe the Telegram. Telegram, we then go over what we did last time, which was episode, I believe, 8 and 9. Then after we've covered what we went over, we then go into the new episodes, make notes on that, and then might chill for a bit and then stream. This stream probably maybe an hour or two. We'll see. So yeah, day 46. This is face cam, but I'll be real. I'm taking this camera with me for the next week. I'm doing a project for next week, so we're gonna be off the laptop. So we ain't going. This is gonna be a first webcam for a while. Maybe like next week or two. We may not have one, but it's fine. Okay, cool. So I need to make sure my things okay. It's set up already. So excuse me. This is the YouTube. I mean, if you're here, you'll probably see this because I'm streaming only on YouTube for now. I might go to another platform, like I'll stream multi platforms later in the future. As of right now, I'm good on YouTube just because it's where everything's in one place. I used to stream on Twitch back in my day, so I understand how it works. But for now, I'm willing to just keep everything here. So as you can see here, there's no videos on my homepage. Is this what people see when they log in? Anyway, I have no videos, basically. It's just straight live streams. Videos are coming soon. I don't like editing. I used to do it. I don't like it. So we're not. It's going to be very simple. If I am going to be the one that has to edit, well, I'm going to be very slow. Don't like editing. Cool. So yeah, what you should be expecting. Obviously, we have 1,000 days of trading. Those 1,000 days are meant to be only for the weekdays. Well, it should be, yeah, that's fine. It's meant to only be for the weekdays, but because I am sometimes, well, currently the markets are closed, at least for the next 30 minutes. They open in 30 minutes. But normally I don't stream on the weekends because that's my me time, time to relax. But we are studying a new model. So that does mean and allow us to kind of sometimes stream on the weekends. But the 1,000 days of trading is to be in succession of each other and to include only weekdays. Weekends are bonuses, so today's a bonus stream. Okay. So for the plans of the YouTube, like I said, it's 1,000 days of trading, which is 1,000 days of streaming. Primarily the weekdays, but sometimes weekends like today. And currently it's going to be everything. So it's going to be me studying, me trading. Even if I don't trade, I will do something to do with trading every single day for the next 1,000 days. Even if it's just me looking at the markets for 5 minutes. And there's some streams where I've been so tired, had a long day, didn't want to stream, but I showed up for 10 minutes just so I can say I did today. But importance is that I show up every day. I want that to be kind of the accountability part of things. So you'll get those live streams. Proper YouTube videos will come later. I want to build up almost like a story to tell before I start publishing things. For example, if I'm going to take somebody through a course, if I'm going to create a course on my page, I first of all have to go through the course, show the course works, and the live stream will show that. Then it'll maybe be turned into a video. But you can see here, there's not anything to do with trading. It's just my name. So you may also get just videos. I want to make films. I've got 2 films or skits, kind of a thing, short films that I want to make that will be on my page. I don't know when I will make them. I have the rough idea of them, a rough plan. I haven't spent that much time because it's quite a far away project, but it's on my mind. And those 2 will be making the main page of my YouTube. It is kind of sometimes a little bit mention of trading in one of them. One of them is purely trading. And then it'll be quite cool if it's executed like my vision of it is. Those will be in the page. Then we'll get into like more trading videos, how to trade. Maybe that's not really what I want to do. I don't want to. Do I want to teach people how to trade? Not really. I don't want to teach people how to trade. I'll be so real. I might show people how I trade, but I don't know if I can if I want to teach people. So yeah, there's some plans for the YouTube. Those 2 skits, besides short films, daily live streams, and then potentially like in the future, I don't know. But I'll probably put my promotional videos here. So when I make my website promotional video, that will be uploaded. Okay, so that's enough for the YouTube. At the Edge. I've been ringing on about this because it's probably my proudest project in a while. It is a trading journal, so this is targeted people that are already trading. I believe there's about worldwide 10 to 15 million traders. Of those, I think active are like 3 to 5 million, like daily users. So that's audience of 5 million people. So this is who that's targeted. It is to improve your edge. It's not to make you a better trader. It's not to improve you in. It's not to teach you how a model, right? Yet. There's a reason why I say yet. But if you type in your browser at ch.com, it'll bring you to this place. Mine says my dashboard, but that can also be, if you don't have an account, sign in, I believe. So in my case, I'm going to click my dashboard and I'll show you guys what it does. So as you can see, it's got rough inputs. I currently have the pro account. Obviously, it's my website, so I get myself pro. Essentially, the basics of it. In fact, let me go into why I made this. I made this because I was looking for a journal, and I wanted one that I could use for free, that was easy to use, had it in like everything I wanted in one place, and it was just clean, does its job, and then extra features are optional. Like that's outside of it, but I wanted to do the simple things well. Everyone I found, I was using Notion, I was using a website, I won't say the names, but every single thing I used just didn't work, or just had something behind the paywall that's so simple, or it just didn't work to the capacity of how I wanted it to work. So I was like, you know what? I'm not happy with anything I found. I'm going to create my own one, because at least that way I can then put my own vision into reality, because I want this, right? Everything here is somewhat been visualized. So that's the main reason as to why I made it. It's just a problem that I found that I wanted to solve for myself. I was like, you know what? I'm going to build it myself. Once I made that decision to build it myself, in the process of me building it, because I'm going to host it locally only, I didn't realize the difference between me making this public and just keeping it to myself wasn't that much. It's not something I couldn't do. So I decided to do it. And then that birthed the idea into making it where everybody has access to. And that is hence how we've come to this position that we're in now. With the website now live, you can make an account, you can join premium, you can get your access to the features, and that will of course give you some of the features which we'll get into later. So I generally speaking work on this website daily, because I use it daily, and I'm targeting weekly updates for now, just to keep me on my toes. A side note, I'm aiming to create a business a month. This one was for the month of March. April I'm working on. I don't know if I can get it done, because it's a very, very big project. I don't know if I can get it done before May 1st. made the first because of so much. The next one, I was brainstorming some of them. You probably can't see it because of the light, but I have a pen and paper here anyway. I was making notes of it. I've had that as an idea. Don't really want to. I want to give this idea to somebody that's like a teacher or a tutor or something in that kind of realm of things. So I don't actually really want it, but I don't mind making it in my spare time. I'm very excited for this current project. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. So I explained to you guys why I made the website. What does it do? It does many things. We're going to go through that bit by bit. So we're going to start with this main page here, which is the journal page. This is where you log your trade. You obviously click log trade here, which will be carried across through all the tabs on the top right section. If you click the logo, it will take you back to the journal. You can click the journal, you can click the logo, it'll take you back here. You then have the ability to log your trade here as well on the journal page. And the other place you can log your trades is in the calendar section, which you can click plus. It all takes you to the same thing, right? So when you click log your trade, you have this screen here, which looks like a lot, can be slightly daunting, but when you take it step by step, it's very simple and it does everything you want it to do. The first thing it does is it tells you whether or not this is a live trade or a trade you've already executed. So you can uncheck that or check that. It will then tell you what comes with it. Live trades are trades that you just enter now. Maybe let's say you're trading and you enter a trade, you log it as you've traded so that you are doing something and you're also able to kind of make it in a kind of systemized manner. Here you have the section called pair, which is a place where you can type your pair or the instrument, and it's quite decent. We're going to be expanding that as I go. So I'm going to cut my finger. That's just... Anyway. Primarily focus on Forex because that's what I trade. There are some other instruments like oil, cryptos there, I think. There's a lot of stocks there, indices, futures. You have your pick. That'll be expanded as we go along, of course. You don't have the date and time. Obviously, if it's present, it starts at present automatically, but you can go back in time if you want to log maybe previous trades. This is a premium feature, which we'll get into in a second. You then choose the direction of a pair, the session you traded it, the account you're using. Okay, you can have multiple accounts logged differently, and it will show you analytics for each separate account or the combination of all of them. You then have the ability to enter your entry price, stop loss, take profit, and exit price. So this is going to be useful for you in the future. So I advise you to enter this to the best of your ability. You then enter the lot size or the contract size in here, and you tell, if possible, if you had profit on L or your P&L, you put it in here, and it obviously will be profit or loss if it's red. Then it will automatically calculate this section here, which is your pips gain, stop loss distance, risk reward ratio when you exit the trade, risk reward ratio for if you hit your TP, and of course the risk of the balance as denoted by the labels is attached to it. So here you have a pre-trade checklist. So it's not just a journal now, it's now a journal that can hold you accountable. So the pre-trade checklist, you can edit it. I've edited this one. You can change it. It's essentially where you add a rule. Do I have a time frame bias? Or let's say daily bias. Am I in agreement with my trade? You can add that. And you can keep adding very simply. Very simple, sorry. And okay, that needs to be updated. Let me make a note of that. So this document is what I use to update it. You can see we've been updating it for a while. I do the date and time of when I see an issue, and then I go from there. So today's the 12th, I believe. Time is 21:46. What was it called? Pre-trade checklist. Pre-trade checklist. How do I describe this issue? This was something I just thought about. Also, the So yeah, that's what I do. By the way, a lot of times I use it because I use it. I'm able to obviously see the issues firsthand, and if I see a problem or something I want to change or add, I would then make a note of it and then work on it in the background. So when have free time and then okay, cool, let's work on the website. I work from this document. So you just see that live, how I sometimes come across issues. Anyway, this pre-trade checklist is something that can hold you accountable. And then, of course, when you're going back on your trades to review them, which is the most important thing about a journal, is the reviewing stage. Of course, it's important to have something to review because what's the point of a reviewing stage if there's nothing to review? But at the same time, if everything is complete, I would weigh the review section the most important because that's what gives you the edge. The website's called At the Edge because it's meant to provide an edge for you. And all it is organizing what you're already doing into a format that can learn or teach you something or you can learn from. So with the pre-trade checklist, the importance of any login of a trade is going to be the review. So you want to add as much information of a trade you can, and I try to make it as fun, as simple as possible, so that you can then look back. And when you do look back, you then understand, okay, this is where I went wrong, and you look for patterns, and that's where you get your edge from. So the pre-trade checklist, like I said, is something that can help you keep accountable. So sometimes before you enter the trade, you can actually come here, have your pre-trade checklist, and I'll probably add to the thing to have the ability to have a pop-out text box that displays rules. I kind of like that. So you can actually have your rules by your side. The vision with this journal, I know I'm going to spend a lot of time on this, is because I have a webcam and I might use the clip later. I don't know yet. So that's kind of why I'm doing it this way. Low key, we might. Anyway, the vision with this is that I have 3 screens, right? I have one monitor here, one monitor here, and I have my phone. That's most of the time what I use for trading is 3 screens. Obviously, sometimes I'm on the go, I'm out and about, and I have only 1 screen or 2 screens, so I don't have always 3. But based on the 3 screens, what I would like, the vision between this software is this. You have your phone, which you enter trades, you have the trainer view, or your wherever you used to use the charts, and then you have At the Edge. I want this journal to be by your side while you're looking at trading view so that you can use it simultaneously, number 1. Number 2, that you can actually have everything in one place. I don't like the fact you have to go through different things. Obviously, you're gonna have to potentially switch tabs. For example, you have I don't have a news here, so you're gonna have to find a website for that yourself. I use Forex Factory. So tags. Moving on to tags because we can be here for a while. So tags is something that you want to add to your login of the trade that you log. Yeah. So what tags are for is essentially there could be things like emotions, it could be feelings, it could be something you notice in the marketplace or the charts, it could be anything, right? And essentially what you want to do is add it to your tag that's relevant. You can create them, some are created for you in this tag sections, and it tells you some of the things you can base them off as an example. So when I see manipulation in the market, I would put manipulation. If it's a thing where I can look back on it, I'm feeling sad. Maybe I got bad news that morning. I can add that. Maybe it's I'm trading a breakout. Maybe it's there was news. It was CPI. You can even put the type of news it was. CPI news, right? You can create tags. You can discard them. You can switch them. You can click on it. Maybe you can't click on it. I don't know why you can't click on it. You should have been able to click on it. Hold on. Well, maybe you can actually. I think you can. It's just okay. For some reason, that's just no longer working. So I guess when I updated the website, it took away one of the ability as features, which is interesting. Anyway, you can edit your tags, positive, negative, neutral, be added to your chart, and then you can eventually filter by the tag. You can see here, I have sad, I have manipulation. On users, basically, whenever you don't have. Wait, what's going on? Is his website working? Or to be fair, I think I know what the issue is. Sorry. This is not the newest news update. There's a newer version, but I haven't publicized it. Let me just make sure I've added so that just in case. I always double check. Okay, cool. Right. So you can filter by your tags, and it basically shows you, okay, when there's manipulation, every trade I have is a loss. So what that means is that if I see manipulation, until I get better at trading manipulation, I'm going to stay away from the markets, because my trading journal is telling me that every time I take a trade that has the tag manipulation, I lose money. So why would I continue to trade that, right? So that is an example of how it can be useful to you. Then you have screenshots. Screenshots are simply just the charts itself. And these are just example charts from the ICT 2022 mentorship. Also, I don't think I'm going to go through it today. I'm hungry and tired, so I don't think I will. I'll be so real because it's an hour-long episode. I won't focus. And then you can make notes on it. Maybe it's something you observed or set up, or it could be 5-minute entry. Follow the rules. And let's add that, right? And you can add this. Just, you have to pick a pair. You can save the trade. So here you have, you see, this is why I need to update that. Here you have the state of it being a live trade. You have the details that you entered, because I didn't put anything in it. It would obviously not show you the thing that can be calculated. You can then click on the screenshot. You can close the trade. You can close partial. We can only close partial if you have a lot size. And then when you close partial, it gives you the error. You have to tell you where you come out from. Now you can close the whole trade. Let me just close the whole thing. There you go. 0 pips, because we didn't put anything. Tells you the date time. You can sort by the date time. You can sort by the pair, direction. There's a lot of things you can do, right? On the calendar section, similar to the journal, it's just different kind of setup. You have the daily portraying. It's like a calendar, obviously. You have the daily trades that you've taken, and it gives you an overview of that day and a summary of the week. And you can change that to be monthly, from monthly to quarterly to yearly, which can help you see maybe certain seasons, certain times you do well. And it gives you overviews, how much money you made, tells you the amount of trades you've taken, the win rate you may have. It gives you all this kind of information, which is very useful. I like the calendar a lot. When I'm not in journal, I'm probably going to be in the calendar. Then you have analytics. We have a lot of charts, which will obviously be updated, as in you have more options as you go in the future. You can obviously take the ones you don't like out, add the ones you do like in. Activity heat map is up here. It just gives you whenever you traded, so you can see how frequent, how consistent you are. I like it. It's kind of something that is visually pleasing. Shows you how consistent you've been in just one chart. So it's just about consistency. Then here you have things like the equity curve, how your account did in terms of equity over time. You can then, and I really like this one, profit and loss by pair. So let's say you trade multiple pairs, multiple different instruments. You can then see how much profit and loss you made per instrument or per pair, which allows you to then determine, okay, maybe I need to avoid this. And then especially when you have a larger sample size, you can also use this to back test. Like I said, you have one account here, there's an account here, and it changes by the account. The analytics change based on the account that you're selecting. This could be an account or it could be a strategy. A lot of people have more than one account. They may have what may they have? They may have a parent account where they have someone copying trades. They may have 2 different models that they trade in different accounts with, and therefore you may have different things. You may have a backtesting account, like this one says backtest, and it may just give you the journal changes as well, based on what you press. So just know that. But the calendar also changes. Everything changes. Analytics, everything changes per the account you've selected, which is going to be very useful. You then have cloud storage. So when you're a premium paying customer or user, you then have the ability to have everything stored. Even if you're not premium, it'll tell you what available kind of storage you have, and the information will be here. You can export it as a CSV and import it or export it to whatever, maybe different program or website you may have, such as Excel, Google Sheets, or another website that takes this format. So you're not stuck to this website. You can move your trades along. But I'm so confident that this will be the best trading journal you'll ever use, that you can do it if you want, but you'll be at a loss, in my opinion. Screenshots are compressed before saving on a free plan desktop locally in your browser only. That's important because that means it will not be cross-platform. When you're a premium user, you will have the ability to load the same trades on different devices, so you're not stuck to one system. The reason why is because that's a paying. Like I'm not charging you guys for nothing. The AI model costs, the AI scanner cost, or AI agent model, whatever. The storage of things cost to, the main, like there's costs that go into running this website, which is what you're paying for. And then you also have access to future things, which will always be something. Like I'm working on this thing daily, but weekly updates are being pushed to the best of my ability. So that would allow you to have access to anything that's new, that's coming in, that may not be available to the free users. You have the ability to change your currency here as well. I don't know why that's here, but you can do it in the settings. I actually don't know why that's here. Anyway, that's available to you. It also tells you how to do it. You have a contact section to get hold of me. I do my best to respond within 24 hours. You give your email, your name, and you can tell me the type of message you're sending me, if it's a bug, if it's a feature request, general feedback, this and the third. Idea section. This is going to be a fun section. This is a section for where you're able to submit an idea publicly into the board, and then people can vote on it to see, okay, that's a good idea, and then I will prioritize to work on that for the updates, whichever one has the highest votes. Study journal is a future feature where it's going to be like a studying session where you can use this part of the journal to annotate. Maybe you're going back in the markets, you're back testing. I would advise you to use this where the AI tool will help you. Excuse me. It will help you in terms of finding patterns. You annotate screenshots. It will have that section for you. You'll obviously log the trade, but it'll be a bit different to the normal journal. It'll be a bit more interactive and fun because you're learning rather than looking at patterns in terms of what you're already doing. So it will give you that's coming soon. It's a big project, so it might be coming soon for a while. This might be a whole month project in itself, but it is being worked on. And then the premium features, which I didn't go over. So when you're logging a trade, you can scan a screenshot. And if you notice on TradingView, you're able to, I don't know if I can zoom in any more than this. You have the ability to, this box right here. You click on it and it'll scan it for you. And it will take, I need to update that. It's not taking the take profit there for some reason. So you can apply that, but it's meant to. Oh, it actually did do take profit, but it didn't show. I remember seeing that as an issue before, working on it, and then okay, cool. This is limited because, like I said, it's a premium feature, but it also stops people from spamming it too much. As you might have a multifaceted pay factor where your limit is increased, that will be something I'm looking into. It just has to be careful when it comes to adding such things because it affects the whole website and the landing page. So I have to update a lot, even though it's a small change. But if it's something that becomes popular or requested, I may include that for sure. That's the first premium feature that's available. The second one is the AI agent, where it can review your journal for you. So you press it, you get a certain amount of messages per day. I think it's up to 15. Yeah, it says 15 there. And it will analyze your journal for you. So we're going to give that a minute to work. And I believe you can click off it and it will still be working in the background. So it should look, you've done that before. All good. I think what I might do is, because I did say that the plan was to go through the mentorship, we might review what we did last time rather than start doing the episode again. I'll do that tomorrow morning or afternoon. Okay, let's check on the AI agent. So I clicked review the whole journal, right? Which is what's selected. You can also create custom messages down here but these are the three main key ones that would probably be useful to you. And you can see it gives you a detailed report. So it gives you overall assessment, your strengths, your weaknesses, and then it gives you actionable steps to then make an adjustment in your trading style, which is why this is at the edge. It's just a journal that gives you an edge in the marketplace. So let's go over some of the strengths. Obviously, this is a model account, so it's not all of these are not real trades. And some made money, but there's not a lot of information on some. This at the third, this at the third. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the AI agent. So, firstly, overall assessment, you did well. You achieved profitability, but you have a low win rate. So, strong risk management and the ability to let winners run. 6.02 profit factor is excellent. You're making £6 for every £1 lost. So overall assessment breaks down to strengths. You have accessible risk management. A mastery. I have mastery in Euro USD, and I'm good at trading in the London session time frame. My weaknesses: when I'm emotional, I tend to lose money. My manipulation tax shows a 0% win rate across English. Damn. My emotional, well, not mine because this is a model account. The person's emotional trading is clearing their performance when they the tag manipulation shows a 0% win rate across 2 trades. So people lose money when this account loses money when there's a manipulation. So when you feel manipulated, you're likely revenge trading or whatever it may be, and the pressure tag also shows 0%. So emotional states are what's costing this person money, which is why it's important, like I said, to do detail, because this is why. Inconsistent execution. So €2 USD trades shows £0. So I'm either breaking even that entry or not managing trades properly, or you're not logging your trade properly. Number 3, over diversification hurting performance. I'm trading 6 different pairs, but only USD is profitable. So other pairs I'm not doing well in. So that's an important thing to note. And I'm really seeing that maybe I need to focus on USD. All right. Obviously, it's a small sample size, so I would advise you increase the sample size. So immediate actions to stop trading when feeling manipulated. Concentrate most of our trades on Euro USD. Eliminate minor pairs, and my edge is real, but my emotional discipline. So this is telling me that my problem is my emotional status. I wish I had something telling me this earlier, because a lot of the times I didn't even understand psychology was a factor. I thought it was just only related to the model and that you had to find the holy grail, but there is no holy grail. There's an edge you can find, and then there's your psychology you have to master, but there's no one trade wins all the time, right? Otherwise everyone would be rich. So there's that. So this is the power of this journal, which I think will add value to you. I recommend you get involved, get on board. It's fresh, it's new, and it's a great place to start increasing your profitability, in my opinion. That is the worst thumbnail I could have used. And why is there no color in my face? Because on this monitor I look fine, but when I drag this over here, I look like I'm in black and white. Anyway. Next is going over what we did last time. So we actually did it in Google Slides because I was able to edit a little bit better. Okay. So episode 8 is where we took over. Right. So in episode 8, this is the daily time frame. I remember this. Let me see. Okay. So the purpose of episode 8, which I think is just all here, is basically showing that his model works on Forex as well. He was using this strategy mainly to tell us about the futures market, which is NASDAQ 100, S&P 500, and there was another one. Nevertheless, he was telling us, this is Michael Johnson, no, this is Michael J. Huddlestone in ICT. He was telling us about this. So the daily time frame, you still look for liquidity. This green line was marking sell side liquidity, which we swept by this box here, and then we rallied upwards at least to a certain, I believe this order block over here. So we zoom in to see what happened when price took sell side liquidity. So on the 3-minute time frame, we could look at this full screen because we're going to use the left side. Myself look over here. Should be fine. Right. So we then zoom into the 3 minute time frame to see what happened at the sell side liquidity. We're just zooming in into this box. Wait, what? That's incorrect. Okay, so this box is different. Okay, so when we zoom into the 3 minute time frame, this box is slightly different. So this box highlights the area of which we're looking for price to make us move. Why is that the case? First of all, we mark time. Time is what we start with. We start with the vertical time, which is 8:30 a.m. New York time, which is 1:30 p.m. GMT. This is where markets have a lot of volume, which is obviously where liquidity can be manipulated and targeted a lot of times during these time frames. So 8:30 marks the time of the start. We then mark to the left, that highs, old highs, and old lows. Okay, so we see here with this low down over here, and this low here, and this low here. So there's 3 lows, almost equal lows. And price then sweeps back up, but there's no fair value gap or break of market structure over here. But then over here, we sweep sell side liquidity. We then have that market structure shift we look for, and there's a fair value gap here, and there is so this order block over here. There's a fair value gap here from here to here. Price then pulls back into that zone because this is the displacement range, and then after that, price then rallies upwards. And I believe it's either the next day or it is the afternoon session. And essentially, this episode A was just us going through or showing that the strategy works. You see the sweep, you see the market structure shift, the displacement. Oh no, you see the sell side liquidity. Yes, you see the highest old high gets taken strongly with a displacement, and a market shift occurs. You then see the pullback into that range. You then have your fair value gap or your displacement imbalance to then get your entry to then target the other side of liquidity. Obviously, I was explaining for a buy in my mind, but that could also work for sales. And then the most relevant towards what we did last time, episode 9. Oh no, episode 10. Oh yeah, we didn't finish episode 10. So episode 9. See, we actually wrote a lot there. Okay. So episode 9. Okay, this is the daily chart. I believe this is back to futures. So this is the daily chart which we've taken sell side liquidity marked by this green line here. So we've taken sell side liquidity. Then we see over here, we just copied this over here. And they want to reshape the whole document. But this didn't include the equilibrium range. But you can see that this fair value gap that we formed is at this area of equilibrium, which may be an area of uncertainty. If you look at the specific candlestick though before this green one, you see this an area candlestick of indecision. And despite us probably targeting these lows down here, you don't know if it's going to go there directly or instantly. So let me see my notes. So yeah, there's that sell side liquidity from the range from this high to this low, which is marked by here. To be fair, it's marked from here to here. And then the equilibrium is as shown. You also see the red lines marking that fair value gap between those 3 candlesticks there. So when we see this indecision, it shows signs of, despite us targeting these lows, price could come up first before it happens. And with the fair value gap being right next to where price is at, it's plausible. So we then zoom into the 15-minute time frame again, starting off by marking in time. You then see the fair value gap that we drew on the daily time frame here, but this red line hadn't formed at this point. It was later on because again, this is the daily time frame. So 15-minute is going to show, but at the same time, it didn't form here. So despite price coming all the way back up to meet it to the T, it hadn't formed yet. Okay, it was just equal highs. So we zoom in to the chart. We notice the fair value gaps, the lower line being the third candle high and the first line being the low of the first candle. We start with time. This dotted line here marks the 8:30 a.m. New York time, which is, again, 1:30 p.m. GMT. And what we notice is we break this high, break these highs over here, then we return back into this area of this order block to then push to the upside. But what do we notice? First of all, we're bullish, right? From here, we are creating these high highs, high lows. We then have a market structure shift. Bam, take it out to the downside. But to be fair, no, that's incorrect. Because that move has already happened. This is a pullback, not a market structure shift. The market structure shift is here. We take out this high. These highs over here. We take out this high with this move. Take out these old highs. That's the market structure shift. We then pull back into this area of which we can then buy this. So I'm so tired, you can tell. Apologies. This is the same area, but on the 5-minute time frame. So when you look at this, pull back to the area of interest. Like if we go back up to, I don't know why I went up twice. Yeah, to here. You can see here that our model is that we wait for the market to shift up, and I said it broke this structure here, and that's why it could be looked at on the 50-minute time frame as this is the pullback. But you can also zoom in. Like when you're on the 50-minute, I don't enter on the 50 minutes. I actually probably want to just buy this blindly. I would zoom in first before I actually purchase, despite it kind of lining up similarly. So on the 5-minute, the reason why is because yes, we had the break of market structure down. In fact, let's go to 1 minute. But this is what it looks like on the 5-minute. On the 1 minute, you see here, right? We're just zooming in here. We had the market structure shift up. You have to get very easy, very close. Hold on, let me see if I can make it bigger for you guys. Okay. So this is that same area which we would have bought from on the 15-minute time frame. So we are creating these lower lows, lower highs, right? But what do you notice? We take sell side liquidity down here. We then create this leg up, bearish push. But we actually take out with this push up here, this area here. And what do you notice? Fair value gap. So this market structure is valid. It took the previous high with strong displacement. Okay. Then we can draw fair value gap here between this candle and this candle. What happens? Price comes back into where that fair value gap pushes up. What happens again? Price comes back into that fair value gap, and it lines up with this order block right here. So you can use the order block, you can use that fair value gap. You get 1, 2 entries, so 2 opportunities to get into the market. Why? Why is this valid? Because what we look for sell sides, liquidity to be taken. So we look for sell stops to be targeted. Was it buy stops? Buy stops to be targeted. So sell side liquidity. We then want a market structure shift against the leg that is coming towards to take out the liquidity. We want a market structure shift in the opposite direction, which is taking off the high. And that needs to be a valid market structure shift, which is taking off the high. It has to do so with displacement, and it has to trade above the old highs. So take it out. Then we need a retracement. We need a retracement back into what? Where when you have a market shift, there's a displacement range, which is between the high that got taken and the low. Within that range, you need to look for fair value gaps and areas of interest. I don't like that word, but our areas of interest are our entry models, which is fair value gaps, order blocks in that range. Where price gets that area, you then purchase or sell it, depending on which way the market's going, and then you sell or buy that to the side you believe that's going in. So that's what we do right now. I did say earlier that we enter here, and I kind of said that this is the pullback of this break of this high over here. We break the high, and it technically can work, but I don't really like to enter purely on the 15. But I'm showing you it can work across multiple time frames. I'll show you the same thing. We have this leg down. We take our sell side liquidity down here. If we go to the daily time frame just to remind ourselves, we took out this liquidity. Okay, we just don't see it here, but we take out liquidity. Then after taking that liquidity here, we then push up. We see we have a displacement, and we take out the old highs. Then after we have that, we have a displacement range, which is over here. We see this fair value gap. We also see this order block. So fair value gap, order block. What does price do? Price comes back into that range and then trades upwards. It's the same thing, just on a different time frame. Obviously, 1 minute can provide more opportunities. The 15-minute only give us one opportunity. So that right here, this is 1 minute proven run. This is around 2 p.m. Which is the opportunity to get into this run. You see the gray circle following the fair value gap break of a small high next to first bullish leg. So we broke this small high here. Then this bullish leg, and a pull back into the fair value gap, and then a run upwards. Oopsie daisy. What is this? This was a very long episode, it seems. Okay, so this is a new example on the 5-minute time frame. I'm not sure the context, but I do. Okay, well, let's just go for it. Really, bro? I hate how that happens. When you scroll up, you can. Anyway, we good over here. Looks like we are. Okay. Oh, dude. Okay, 5 minute time frame. So this is the same chart, but wait, what? No, we've done this already. So 5 minute time frame, different chart. This is the following day. Okay, so it's related to the previous chart we're looking at, but it's the following day. Overnight session. So the overnight session from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. is 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. London session. So this is when New York is asleep, but London is open. That's overnight for New York. We see this big run. ICT didn't expect this, he said. Obviously, he was asleep, but also he didn't expect it anyway. So when there's a big run, we should expect the following things. Wait. Yes. Consolidation. Not all the time, but it can. And you can see here we had this big move and we kind of consolidated. Okay, doesn't mean we can't make money, but that's what we should expect. So if there's a big run, there's some rules. We don't chase price, which means that we're not trying to get into every single thing. We want a clean setup. We want to wait for a real significant price move as drawn by what we've annotated the market with. Let's start with the red circles. The first red circle is a low that we use versus this one. Why don't we use this one? Well, this one has a fair value gap behind it. So it's a greater value than this one, despite this one being equal lows. Okay? I think we say that here. Yo, we literally say it. So it's likely to trade down into the fair value gap. Yes, you have fair value gaps down here, but you need to look at behavior. You should expect consolidation. So we shouldn't be expecting these big wiki moves to sell because we've already had a big move. Sometimes you get the big move, you get the instant correction, but not all the time. Most of the time, we want to expect a consolidation when there's a big move, especially when it's overnight, but not all the time. This is a futures rule, not Forex. So that philosophy we don't carry over to Forex. Normally when that happens, you want to start for the afternoon session. So this is 8:30 in the morning, and then the trade you want to take here is after the afternoon lunchtime. So that's when the entry would have occurred. Obviously it's not set on stone, but it's generally speaking what you want to focus on. So in here we have how retail trader thinks, because here we have these retail traders see a lot of touches when it's equal lows or highs as support and resistance. That is where institutions target. They target those areas. So they'll be buying from the sell side liquidity. That's where the books tell them to put their stop loss, right? That's where people who are learning how to trade put your stop loss below the support or resistance. So this trade we see makes a run up here, but we don't actually take out this buy side liquidity, which is great, which means that we can then we can be very confident in this buy because the retail traders didn't get to their take profit. So because they didn't get to their take profit, there's still liquidity here and here. Prices in manufactures or is manipulated to then take out their stop losses, and then that enables us to then target the liquidity that's left open, which is the buy side liquidity, which we take buys from because we have the fair value gap. This is the low, which lines up with the sell side liquidity, which is in the afternoon session after a big run overnight. And then what do? We target the liquidity that's open, which is up here. You can see the rally upwards. So you can see here, right? This is where the fair value gap starts, which is where your stop loss would be. So you have two pullbacks. This is where you can get two opportunities in. When we zoom in, it looks like this. And I like this red circle because it highlights something important. It shows us that there's going to be some volatility. When there's a market that's volatile, you can't expect perfection. You can't expect everything to line up perfectly. Why? Because it's a volatile market. Volatility means there's going to be a lot of sporadicity, meaning that there's going to be a lot of moves quickly sparking left, right, center. Doesn't mean we can't trade. It just means that we have to be accepting more so of a certain behavior pattern, which is wicks like this. And you can see this fair value gap. We can somewhat accept this because of the market conditions. Normally, this might invalidate the fair value gap, but sometimes we can accept it, especially if the market conditions are correct. So this red wick is fine anyway, because if you'd entered here, your stop loss would have been below here. Why? Because it's the peak, or the trough in this case, of the first candlestick contributing to the fair value gap. So this is the extreme. Or you can even put it down here if you wanted to be safe, but here is still perfectly fine. It's the first candlestick 1, 2, or to be fair 1, 2, 3, but it's the low of the fair value gap right here, and you put your stop loss below that. So if you missed this, you would have had this opportunity to enter, because again, even if you waited for the close up here, you'll see, okay, price is staying above this fair value gap. I respect my stop loss. We can enter, and you can see a rally towards taking out this top of the fair value gap. This is an afternoon session trade. So again, it's not necessarily something that you don't have to take these types of trades. If you're trading mainly in the morning, I probably won't be taking much of these. And then we'll up until episode 10. Okay. So thank you guys for watching. For those who are watching the back, shout out to you guys as well. This stream I wanted to just do. I was gonna plan to stream longer, but I'm very tired and I haven't eaten today at all. It's currently 10:30 p.m. and I haven't eaten anything apart from sweets, which is not food, and I'm hungry. So I'm gonna make food now, and then I'm gonna eat, and then I'm going to sleep soon. I'm tired as well as all of that. So I wanted to stream today, 1, because I set up the camera, 2, because I said I'll stream today from yesterday, and 3, because I guess we got some things done. We were able to find some problems in the website, which we can work on tomorrow. I might do it somewhere in my bed tonight. Excuse me. Then after the website, we then reviewed what we learned last time. I updated some stuff on my YouTube, like my description. We were able to talk about we really talked about the website, to be fair. And yeah, we've got the camera working, and it seems fine, working well to me. So that's good when we return to webcam streams. So yeah, I also was able to we're potentially going to use some of the clips for videos in the future. So that's all for today. I'm very tired. It's a Sunday anyway. It's not really like a working day. It's a rest day. So I'm going to take it easy. And yeah, thank you guys. It's been your boy CJIC. Got my name wrong. It's been your boy CJIC, and see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Take care.